Shaquille O'Neal has built an impressive career both on and off the court, as he seamlessly transitioned from being one of the best players in NBA history to a successful businessman. But things weren't always easy for SHAQ. In addition to a tragic childhood that included a debilitating stutter and the discovery of his biological father at age 11, he also struggles on the personal front. MVP admitted that he had a complicated relationship with his son and had trouble sleeping following the recent deaths of Kobe Bryant and his sister. However, he has experienced his share of highs himself. He has a strong relationship with his daughters, has achieved his goal of earning a doctorate in education, and has given her many generous gifts. Whether it's $1 million home, a crazy six-figure customized car, or a luxury watch, SHAQ isn't shy about pampering himself. Here are the most stupidly expensive things Shaquille O'Neal owns. Shaquille O'Neal bought 3 Rolls-Royce cars just to prove a point. Talk about salty. In 2022, Shaquille O'Neal revealed that he once bought 3 Rolls-Royce cars out of spite. The year was 1996, and 24-year-old SHAQ signed a 7-year, $120 million deal with the Los Angeles Lakers. When his first check arrived, he was ready to celebrate. As he said on the Drink Champs podcast, his first earnings were $10.9 million, and I spent that $10 million in probably 3 months. One of those millions ended up at a Rolls-Royce dealership after a salesperson mishandled it. As O'Neal recalled, he showed up wearing sweatpants. I look like a punk, and started asking a lot of questions about pricing. I don't want to spend $400,000 on a car, so I'm like, hey man, how much is this? No, how much is this? I thought, he recalled. Finally, the old man said, hey man, you asked about all these cars, can you afford them? That turned out to be the wrong thing to say to SHAQ, who was instantly offended. After asking the man, what did you just say to me? He went ahead and purchased the 3 cars in the showroom. When Shaquille O'Neal gets a new car, he likes to personalize it. In fact, he's been visiting West Coast Customs since the late 90s and has also collaborated with other privatizers. Over the years, he has had a Ferrari and Lamborghini modified to fit his 7-foot chassis, but has since replaced his luxury vehicles with tricked-out cars from Dodge and Ford. All I have are Chargers and F-150S, he told NBA on TNT in 2023. As he explained to Graham Benzinger, he once swore he was giving up on sports cars after hitting a wet spot and losing control in a custom Lamborghini. An oncoming 18-wheeler. These days, his collection includes a silver 2022 Dodge Charger SRT Hellcat, starting price $75,000, which was gifted to him for his 50th birthday. It features a red splatter paint job, scissor doors and hood, and Diesel Dog Mafia lettering on the sides. Calling it the best birthday ever on Instagram, she joked, I feel like Charles Barkley is eating a piece of chocolate cake. Later in 2023, Forbes Performance gave its 3rd Hellcat, starting price $85,250, a long haul of upgrades, including red LEDs under the car, an all-new hood, headlights and rear end that project a green alien-like shape. It allowed you to customize it with a list. There's a meme from Hot Ones on his license plate. The ride was called SHAQ, and MVP loved it, but shared an important note. No speeding when you have these cars. I don't speed. Shaquille O'Neal showed how much he was willing to spend on a custom ride in 2017 when he bought an 8'4" Ford F650 from the Wade Ford dealership in Smyrna, Georgia. Showing off his new car on Twitter, he excitedly said, I need a SHAQ-sized F650. As Fox News has learned, Wade Ford has teamed up with Super Trucks of Augusta, Georgia, which specializes in customizing Ford F650S for wealthy customers. In fact, this wasn't the first time they were tasked with a project for SHAQ. In 2012, Super Trucks co-founder Chris Walker told the Augusta Chronicle that his client list included sports greats like SHAQ, who were willing to spend up to $200,000 for a custom job. I build trucks for people who can have pretty much anything they want, but they can only get those trucks from me, he told the magazine. According to Fox News, SHAQ opted for upgrades like a new suspension, a 6.7-liter Power Stroke diesel 5.8 engine, and leather-trimmed seats for his latest project. This kind of work could turn a $65,925 2017 Ford F650 into a car costing between $109,750 and $124,150, according to The Drive. But money is no object to SHAQ, and as he told Jimmy Fallon, it was love at first sight. As soon as he saw the huge F650 at the dealership, he bought it without test driving it. "I was like, I'll buy it now," he laughed. Shaquille O'Neal's million-dollar real estate. In addition to spending millions on cars, Shaquille O'Neal also lost a lot of money on real estate. For example, in 2016, McDonough purchased a two-home estate on 14 acres in Georgia for $1.15 million, according to the Los Angeles Times. Just 2 years later, he purchased a $1.815 million mansion with 5 bedrooms and 4.5 bathrooms in a gated community in Bell Canyon, California, which he eventually sold in 2021 for $1.85 million. But his largest abode yet was a palatial 31,000 square foot structure in the gated golf community of Isleworth, Florida. It featured 12 bedrooms, 13 bathrooms, its own basketball court, 17-car showroom, cigar room, wine cellar, private theater, recording studio, 25-foot swimming pool, and a private dock leading to Lake Butler. SHAQ spent $3.95 million to buy the house in 1993 and made a big flip in 2021, selling it for $11 million, according to the Los Angeles Times. Following the sale, SHAQ decided to downsize by moving to a gated community in Carrollton, Texas. According to the Dallas Morning News, he purchased a much smaller home that is 5,269 square feet, has 5 bedrooms and 5 bathrooms, as well as a library, movie theater, and pool. The house was listed for $1.225 million. Shaquille O'Neal was seen hanging out on charter yachts many times, and in July 2018, he decided to stop renting and buy his own boat. Taking to Instagram to introduce his new toy to his fans, SHAQ posed in front of his newly purchased yacht and asked, "What should I call it?" People were quick to offer cheeky options like Sea Shack or Shark Shack. "Call it a free throw so you never screw it up," another said, according to ESPN. MVP himself loved it, writing, "This was so funny, I saw this while on the beach in Greece." While it didn't offer any details about the make or model of the powerboat, BoatSafe did some research and concluded that it's an 84-foot boat that could likely cost between $1.7 million and $130 million. Fast forward to 2023, and Mail Online spotted SHAQ partying on a yacht off the Greek island of Mykonos. It was very similar to the boat he showed off on Instagram, and its location was consistent with his previous statement about using it near Greece. The outlet believed it was the Pershing 7X, a 70-foot boat that seats 16 people and sold for about $3.2 million. The moment SHAQ dropped $1 million in one day, Shaquille O'Neal may enjoy spending money, but a special event in his 20s taught him the value of spending wisely. Speaking to Business Insider in 2017, the basketball legend shared how a shopping spree in 1992 changed his financial approach forever. SHAQ was 20 years old at the time and had just signed the endorsement deal with a trading card company. His manager called and told him that $1 million was coming, and he decided to celebrate by spending this money in one day. He first bought a Mercedes-Benz for $150,000, then bought the same car for his father and a smaller model for $100,000 for his mother. "I was the one being overly happy, irresponsible," he admitted. Moreover, he was bad at mathematics. SHAQ didn't factor in taxes and fees and still thought he had $600,000 on hand. "Now I have to go and do what all the house kids do. Buy rings, diamonds, earrings, and this and that," she recalled. "I was buying things I didn't need." Before long, he was $50,000 to $60,000 in debt, and the bank manager actually called him into a meeting. That's when he said something that would change SHAQ's money management forever. "Most of you, when you're done playing, you're left with nothing. I don't want you to be like that." SHAQ learned his lesson and hired a business manager, vowing to never make the same mistake again. Shaquille O'Neal made the biggest purchase in Walmart history. If you thought Shaquille O'Neal only shops at luxury retailers, think again. "My 2 favorite stores, JCPenney and Walmart," he said, NBA on TNT. And he wasn't lying. SHAQ actually holds the record for the biggest purchase in Walmart history. As she told James Corden in 2018, she once spent $70,000 on a single trip. He had just been transferred from Miami, Florida to Phoenix, Arizona, and although he had an apartment waiting for him, it was completely empty. "I don't have the patience," she shared, and went to Walmart at 3 in the morning to buy everything she needed in one go. "I have to go buy 5 televisions. I have to go buy a printer. I have to go buy a laptop. I have to go buy appliances, sheets, towels, underwear, t-shirts," he recalled. However, when he went to pay, he encountered a brief problem, and his credit card was declined twice. The American Express security team called him and reported that his credit card had been stolen. When SHAQ informed them that the purchase was indeed legal, they unblocked his card so he could complete the purchase. But first they asked what everyone was thinking. "What are you getting for $70,000? The biggest expense of the night turned out to be 5 80-inch televisions costing $2,000 each.